Mr. B? What's a cup of tea? What's mushy peas? What's the biggie thing? What's all this then?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's All This Then? It's a podcast about the United Kingdom with new episodes every Monday and bonus episodes every Thursday. In the previous installment of What's All This Then Finest, we recorded another in-person episode while Libby was here in Toronto. We talked all about her trip. We tried some lovely American treats that she brought over, and I shared some of the best bits of my Blipped book, which is a book containing all of my childhood flubs. So if you want to hear that episode and support the show, as well as gain access to all of our previous bonus episodes and video episodes as well, then check out our Patreon at patreon.com/What's All This Then. But today on the show... Oh, man.
Oh, here's the song.
I've completely forgotten what today's topic is. Oh, man, this is so embarrassing. If only I had somebody to jog my memory and help me to remember. Do you remember? Remember the 5th of November?
Wow, okay, I was wondering how you were going to handle that.
A guy had a lot of gunpowder.
I can do whatever I
Popped a
want.
bloke King James away. Attempted treason that was never seen through to completion, 'cause they got an anonymous letter which gave the whole plot away. Now we say, buddy, remember, buddy,
Alright.
the 5th of November, why do ya still celebrate this shit today?
Great question.
Oh,
Wow, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
I remember now. Our topic today is Catholic terrorism. Yay! Today
Yay.
we're talking about Bonfire Night. I'm Charlotte McDonnell, and I'm joined as always by the human equivalent of 36 barrels of gunpowder. It's Libby Watson. Yay!
What the fuck? What the fuck is what you saying? Because I fart a lot. Is that what you're saying? Because I explode?
Well, famously, those barrels didn't explode. So I guess I'm saying you actually don't fart at all. But if you did fart, it would go
actually
crazy.
True. No.
It would change the course of the history of the British Islands forever.
It would, and it could, and I still could. Hello, Charlotte. The last time I saw you, it was in person, and now we're not in person anymore. We're thousands of miles apart again.
I know. It's honestly, it's quite sad. Can I admit I got a little depressed when Libby left Toronto, guys.
No.
I was a little sad. I was like, that was it's lovely when just like you have a friend that lives far away, but they just become your like local friend for a little bit, you know?
Totally.
You were just off in your little Airbnb and I was like, I can hang out with Libby today. And also we need to do it was so nice recording the podcast together, honestly.
It was
that was such a treat.
It was massively better, wasn't it? But we don't need to think about that. I did have the thought of Googling how hard move to Canada, but I haven't done that yet. And I'm just assuming that the answer is quite hard move to Canada. So
it's quite hard move to Canada. I really like that you just had the thought of Googling, but you haven't gone through with even the Google yet. So that's your first task to you, Libby, is just
this is how committed I am to the idea of moving
Yes.
somewhere cold. Yeah.
I can't imagine you moving here, honestly. You're Libby the American to me. And also it would ruin the podcast, I think, because then we'd both be here and we can't be like Libby lives in America. I feel like that's an important part of the whole thing.
But that means you also can't move here. We do sort of want that.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Well, when I move there, we'll just ruin the podcast. That's fine.
Yeah, because the point of the show is that we both live in North America. So as long as we both continue to live in North America, then I think we're good.
Well, speaking of people who live in North America, and speaking of recording the podcast in person as well.
That's right.
Because we are doing that again. I'm here in Canada. Libby is there in America. And with her today is our guest, who is a Twitch streamer, fellow member of the Goo Crew. He is a straight man who loves to say he's a little lesbian with it, and it's my job as one of his transgender friends to not ask what that means. Yes, it's his real name. Welcome to the show, Ricky Peacock.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you for not asking any questions.
I never will. Look, you'll figure it out in your own time if you need to. But
Yeah,
I
it's
am
my
curious to
journey to
know.
go through.
Okay, I do actually want to know what does it mean to you when you say you're.
What
a
does
little
it mean
lesbian
to
with
be
it?
a quirked up white boy who's a little bit lesbian with it? I think for me, it means marching to the beat of your own drum, you know? I mean, like growing up, I am, you know, God, for as much as I wish I wasn't, I'm a straight white cis man. And I grew up in such a way that I got the, you know, despite all of my identity proclivities, I grew up in such a way that made my dad give me the "it's okay if you're gay" talk no less than 4 times. And by the 4th time, he was like it was almost like he was like almost he was trying to play like good cop, bad cop, where he's like, just tell me, you know, like,
Yeah.
I told you I won't care. Just tell me that you're gay. But I think in general, it mostly just means like, you know, not being afraid to indulge in a beautiful little macaron sometimes, or, you know, taking a walk, you know, kind of fainting out on the veranda when the weather gets too warm or things like that, you know. I'm kind of on the forefront of redefining masculinity in that regard.
I like that. Are you gonna have a macaron while you're there?
I would love to,
macaron?
frankly.
Is that how you
It's
say
on,
it?
it's on my mind because I saw a macaron stand when I landed in LAX, and I was like, I could use a macaron right now. And I'm saying, like, you know, generations of men before me, I don't think they ever thought I could use a little macaron right now. So to me, I guess that is what I mean when I say I'm a little bit lesbian with it.
I do think if I'm trying to think of lesbian coded things, I'm not going to macaron first.
Yeah, but you kind of have to, you know, triangulate between like lesbian things, but also I'm a just straight white guy that grew up in the suburbs of the Midwest.
Sure.
And so like, you know, there are things that kind of get lost in translation along the way. But you know, I'll make my way around sometime to like roller derby at some point, I'm sure, and really fully make the transformation.
I mean, I hear a Subaru is just a wonderful car to have, you know?
Okay, so I made that exact joke, Charlotte, when I was there and you accused me of being gay.
Which I would never do, obviously.
No.
It's crazy that that's the gay car. How is
know.
that the lesbian car? How did they do that? And how come they haven't leaned into that as a selling point more?
I'm just going to do something really normal, by the way, while we're doing this, which is go into Pat's chat and ask him.
Our friend Pat, who is the producer of this podcast, who is streaming right now.
I can't fathom why she's doing this.
Hey Pat, Ricky's mic is bleeding through into my track a lot while we're recording. Is that something you can fix?
Well, I think that is just
or do
something.
I need to tell him?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to tell him to speak really quietly?
I mean, I'm
incapable of doing that, unfortunately.
I think we need Ricky to. I mean, before we started recording, we were having a quick conversation, Ricky, and I was like, "You are quite loud. The microphone is peaking," and then we turned you down, and I feel like it might have still peaked a little bit, but it's probably fine.
As
I mean,
long
this
as
is
it
the
sounds
joy.
good on the recording, I don't care.
Yeah. This is the joy of being in the same room together. It's completely. I mean, if you just want the answer to the technical question, it is fine. But we can wait to see what Pat has to say. What's he doing on his stream right now, by the way?
He's watching some boys doing karate. He says it won't matter too much.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thank you. Hey,
Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
This is the episode, by the way.
Yeah, if this doesn't stay, I'm gonna be fucking
Oh,
pissed.
it's staying. It's staying. And
Pat-
now I have
Pat
to make sure I say
basically-
something super funny to make sure it stays.
I mean, this could be the clip.
Why did you set yourself up for that, Lily? Why would you ever say, now watch as I say something insanely funny?
Now check this out, I say as I tumble down the stairs on my skateboard. Yeah, it's pretty good. Simba.
I'll be a little bit more demure on the mic.
Sorry, what was that? Was that Libby's funny thing?
Was it? And it was just a sound of some
I
sort?
think she said Simba.
Simba?
Okay. Cool.
It was my way of saying, and now we're back to the regular stuff. Ricky, why don't you talk to us about your relationship with the UK a bit?
No. Okay, we can't do that. I know we asked that question, but before we get into that, I do need to ask the question, which is so Ricky is staying with you.
Oh
right
yeah,
now, Libby, right?
In
Is
that
there
bed
a
right there.
reason that you decided not to turn the sofa bed back into a sofa for the purposes of the video recording?
Is there a reason? Yeah, because it's extremely annoying not so annoying that it was a bother to have our friend here. You might think that this is simply a sofa bed that folds out. It's not. It is a sofa bed that folds out, and then we put a mattress topper on top of it, which we have to roll up in a tight roll
quite
to keep in
comfortable.
the closet. So if I had put that away, it would have taken 10 minutes, and I would have been really tired afterwards. So that's why we didn't do that.
Also,
enough.
I think it establishes sort of the kind of cozy sleepover vibe that Libby and I are giving off. You know,
We should be recording this like sitting on the bed
Under
and
the
in our
covers,
pajamas.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It
yeah.
is
With a mug of
very
cocoa.
2010 YouTube to be like recording in front of the bed, I think. You know? It's nice.
What would you know about that, Charlotte?
Oh, you got me, Libby.
Oh.
I know nothing about any of that stuff. Ricky, the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Any thoughts?
I love what you guys are doing over there, man.
Hey, thanks so much.
Really, really good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. From what I understand, my genealogy can be traced back pretty much to almost 100% around those parts. So, you know, and so, I mean, my last name literally is Peacock, which is like sort of like a British royalty name, apparently. Yeah, I was unaware of that, but my aunt, of course, I mean, it's the most white aunt thing to do to do some 23andMe shit.
23andMe, yeah.
And yeah, it's like mostly British, a little bit of Norse in there, but I guess my point is like I'm the kind of guy that's gonna go to Ireland and tell all of the Irish people that my family is from here.
And they love hearing that, by
yeah,
the way.
they love
Yeah.
that. I hear that they really love it when an American comes and tells them that they're just as Irish as they are.
And
I
then
feel like,
lists all of their family members
Yeah.
in Chicago who are Irish, as if the person who lives in Cork has any fucking idea.
Do
who
you know
those
the
people are.
O'Malley family?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, there's only 1 million of them
Yeah.
in Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, probably even more Irish than me. My granddad was Irish. I could qualify to get the Irish passport, but like I still don't associate. I've actually, this is embarrassing. I have never been to Ireland.
Oh, come on.
I really do need to
Charlotte.
go. But when I did mention on a stream once that I could get the Irish passport, I think some Irish people in chat were like, yeah, I guess everybody is doing that now. Like everybody from the United Kingdom just wants to get into the EU. My brother has done it as well, and it is. I mean, it's definitely a better passport to have, but all the same.
You got to imagine Ireland is probably like, well, look who's all coming crawling back, you know?
And they have the right to do that.
They truly, more than anybody,
Yes.
I think they do.
They really do. I think also some Americans are doing that as well, Charlotte. Now that can't begin to understand why you would need another passport if you're from the United States, because everything is so good here. We've got sort of different
Going pretty
chip
smooth.
types and stuff.
Mostly perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, different chips. We got the chicken sandwich wars have concluded, but it does seem like it was a really like watershed moment for American history, and we're kind of living in the post chicken sandwich war era now.
Sure.
So it feels like now is the time, now is the kind of the rebuilding of a nation, I don't know why you would want to leave in this kind of pivotal moment in history.
Yeah, we had like a Marshall Plan for chicken sandwiches afterwards.
Yeah.
And that really helped us with our economies. The metaphor is completely
It's tough.
fucked, isn't it?
They
All
tried
this-
Colonel Sanders at The Hague too. Anyway, sorry, I'm just trying to.
I was just gonna say all this time I thought you guys.
Reconcile.
I didn't know what you guys were talking about, but you mean chicken burger. So now I get it.
Oh, here we
Can
go.
you tell me for real if because you did say chicken burger when we were in Toronto, and I noted it. I put it away in my little my mind palace, I guess. Do you really say chicken burger?
They say chicken burger here, I think.
I don't think they do.
Okay. Now I got to find some Canadian who's streaming that I can ask them live while we're recording to confirm it. I guess you're going to go ahead and text Stefan. I mean,
so
I guess
happy.
this is. I guess it's just. Well, it is a thing we say in the UK, right? We say chicken burger. This is one of the crazy things.
I grew
that's
up
different about
saying
the
chicken
UK.
burger.
I've heard that it's chicken burger in the UK, and then in some of the Commonwealth states, like I know they say chicken burger in Australia as well. So it wouldn't be beyond Canada to also be a chicken burger.
It's not beyond belief. I'll say that.
Okay.
If it turns out that that's true, I do accept it. I don't think I've heard. Maybe it's a West Coast thing. Maybe.
Okay. I'm going to the A&W app on my phone. I'm clicking on
Smart.
chicken and more, and we have here the chubby chicken burger is one of the burgers available. So this isn't even this isn't even anecdotal. This is on a menu, right? This is how we're doing it over here.
Follow-up question: is it a ground chicken patty or is it a piece of chicken breast or thigh?
Well, I don't know. It's probably some chicken testicles or something because it's fast food. So I don't know. It's some chicken in a thing.
Because to me, there is a distinction between the ground chicken patty burger. That to me is much more burger. That's a chicken burger because it's burgerified. But when it's a chicken sandwich, it's a piece of battered and fried chicken breast or thigh that is put between two burger buns.
Right. I think
I've just realized something.
Go ahead.
Yes, Ricky, go ahead.
I don't care about this.
Oh, okay.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
the dichotomy between whether we want to call it a burger or a sandwich, I think
Rudest
that's
guest ever.
I think to me,
It's important that we have a voice of the listener on the show saying,
Yes.
we don't care about this.
I guess what
This
I mean
bit
to
is
say is
boring,
like,
by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
I just don't want to. I think it's. There's no reason to. We can all come together and agree, on so many things in this world, and we can also agree to have our differences. A chicken burger, chicken sandwich. To me, it's a little bit like there is a hot dog, a sandwich conversation where it's like, there's other stuff that, there's other stuff to divide us. And I don't think this needs
How
to be
dare
one of
you
them.
accuse us of having is a hot dog a sandwich type conversation on our podcast?
Sorry, but is it chicken burger or chicken sandwich is just, it's like, it's bleeding into
It is
a hot dog, a
adjacent.
sandwich
No,
territory.
I understand that for sure. I think if it go in a burger bun, it's a burger. That's
I completely disagree. I could not disagree more. I could not disagree more. How dare
this is great.
Okay.
Livy, remember, we don't have many things we disagree on, and that's an important part of the podcast. So it's good that we
We've
have
got to
this.
start writing these down. Yeah, we got to
Yes.
start writing these down. Okay, so I have information from Stefan, and we can stop talking about it after this. The information
sure.
from Stefan is, yes, we do say chicken burger, but it means chicken burger, not a fried chicken sandwich. I say chicken burger and chicken sandwich.
Wow.
And now I'm looking...
The chubby
What are
chicken
we looking at
cruncher.
here?
Now that's a different.
Okay, so what this looks like, the chubby chicken cruncher looks a lot like a McChicken to me. I can't tell from this photo alone whether this is a ground chicken patty or a piece of chicken, but it looks to me more like the chicken buddy burger?
Okay, I was going to say, it really seems like they're dancing around using burger or sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, this one is called a burger, but they have... Oh, there's chicken burger. They've got the Piri Piri chicken buddy, the Nashville hot chicken cruncher.
The Nashville
Buddy
hot
is
chicken
just
cruncher.
smaller. Okay, but
They're afraid to take a
importantly,
stand.
None of these say sandwich, right? Sometimes they use burger, sometimes they don't. It's not like based on the fact that the word burger isn't in there means that we just have to insert sandwich of our own accord,
Hey, insert sandwich, and I'm pointing at my mouth.
That's good, Libby.
Insert sandwich. I'd love one.
And the
Thanks.
tension has
good.
been released with
Oh,
Libby's
thank
wonderful
God.
joke about putting a sandwich in her mouth. I do want to go back to Ricky in the UK because I don't think we talked about that at all. Do you have any elements of British culture that you like, Ricky? Anything that comes
Plenty
to mind?
that I like. Absolutely. Frankly, I think growing up in America, I think there was a bit of an adversarial relationship, culturally speaking, with England. and basically everywhere in Europe. But like the older I get, the more I realize like you guys are doing some good stuff over there. You guys have got some stuff figured out, which I do. As I venture into my 30s and I become a fully maturated adult, I can appreciate like, well, I can't name anything off the top of my head that's good over there, but I'm sure
we were just talking about Bake Off. You love Bake Off.
Bake Off. I mean, so here's the thing. Love Bake Off.
Yeah.
You guys, I think, snapped more than... I mean, Bake Off is one of my favorite shows of all time.
There we go.
I believe Prue Leith needs to be... like mummified like the Pope and like presented, her body needs to be on display so people can come and worship whenever she passes. Prue Leith, now that I don't have any grandmas left, she is the one where I'm like, oh, I hope she never dies. Every time I see her, I want to check in on her and be like, are you okay? I can't obviously because she's on the telly, but
thank you for saying telly.
Yeah, I'm trying to code switch as much as I can.
You did really good. That's interesting to me
was nice.
Because as a seasoned Bake Off watcher, I feel nothing for Prue Leith. When Prue Leith dies,
I know
I'll go whatever. Now I don't like Mary Berry because she's a posh fuck and a Tory fuck and she's rich and all that shit. But when she dies, I will do a bit of,
See, I don't know what it is about Prue, but she really does something for me. I think it's part of it is the way she dresses, but she also slips in these cheeky little. She's got her little Prue-isms, When she says something is worth the calories, I'm like, ooh, girl, damn, yes, dude. That's how I know some shit that I really want to eat it on Bake Off is when Prue says it's worth the calories.
That was a big matter
That's
of
nice.
controversy when she took over, right?
I did know that there was a big controversy. Please, Libby. But I don't know all about it because I was not plugged in.
Hey Ricky, can I give you some advice real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
I know we've been talking about your microphone a lot. It's good to point the microphone at your mouth. You are sometimes pointing the microphone maybe like at the door.
My apologies. I'll gesticulate with my right arm and I'll microphone with my left.
If you
It's
need me
okay.
to gesticulate for you, I can do that because I have both of my arms free
That's
due
true.
to having the mic arm. And really, I should have a mic arm set up for the guests, but I don't because I'm a terrible
okay.
host.
That's okay. I should be more microphone trained. I literally went to
okay.
college for comedy, so
Yeah, that's true.
I'll behave.
You went to college for comedy, and what did you learn? What would you learn at college for comedy? Let's think.
Why does he keep doing
Livy
this?
to bring back. I'm just waiting with bated breath for Livy to bring back Simba. Remember that one?
That was funny though.
It was pretty funny.
at comedy college, you write a paper about man getting hit in the nuts.
Yeah. Frankly, you're unfortunately not that far off. It's kind of crazy
Okay.
how accurate that almost is.
I feel better about not having gone to comedy college now. Charlotte, do you think we can move on to British Thought of the Week? Because we got quite a big one this week.
We do have a big one. Get ready,
Oh.
guys. This is maybe the biggest British Thought of the Week we've ever done. It's time for this segment. Here we go.
Tea's quite nice. What happened to Noel Edmonds? EastEnders. Bloody raining again. How do they make Scotch eggs? Did they finish Brexit or what? That's right, Charlotte. It's British Thought of the Week, and I'm now just realizing that really what we should have done is not played that, because what this is basically a different segment that we have a different song for, which is the song that I sent you.
Oh shit! This is a completely different segment. I actually did think, should I be pressing the other button? But I don't know. I didn't know if this song that you sent me was for a segment as part of British Thought of the Week. But bait and switch. It's a whole new thing, guys. Here we go.
Oh.
Standing in a wet field of mud, the sounds of big nuts a thud. They are silly. Game British guys love to play. Horse chestnuts are tall and grey. We like their seeds. All I needed was a nut to sway. to make content for the pod today. And all I ever knew, Conker news.
I had to go sit in the living room and wait for you to record that this morning.
I had the idea this morning, and I wrote it while I was waiting for Ricky to wake up, and I was really hoping that I would find a reason for him to leave the apartment. I was trying to drop hints like, there's this really good pastry place around the corner that's really good if you want to go get one. And then I was like, I'm really sorry, I just need to record. I need to record a parody song. I'm curious if either of you guys actually know what that song is.
Only You? Is that right?
That's right, by the band Yaz, known as Yazoo in the United States, due to copyright issues.
I definitely recognize the song, and I got very excited when you sent me the file. It is a good song.
I love it, and I'm going to be singing it all week.
Well, your version of it is great. Guys, it's time for Conker News.
Conker News. That's right. We have a double feature this week of Conker News, and that's what made me think, let's do the segment Conker News, because it's now the second and I guess third time that we are covering an item of Conker News on the podcast. Was it our second episode that we did?
Yes,
the World Conker Championships.
Mr. Blobby episode. That's right.
Mr. Blobby episode. I'm wondering. Yeah, we were just 6 months late on covering that, basically. So last year's World Conker Championships, you will remember if you listen to the podcast, were awash in scandal and accusations of cheating. Mm-hmm. Our friend King Conker, who is an old man in a big coat that's covered in conkers, was accused of using a steel conker to smash other people's conkers more than a regular conker should. And
he did win as well, right? That was the whole thing.
Yes.
If I recall, though, that was his special conker that he used to just show to children, and it was not his competition conker, which is where the confusion kind of came about.
Yes, that's the allegation, or at least rather, that's the conclusion that the Conker Championships came to, was that his claim that it was just a joke conker for children was true, and that he didn't use it to win the contest. So having been cleared of all charges, he was back at this year's World Conker Championships, which just happened like a couple days ago as of recording.
Holy shit.
And I can tell you, they big time leaned into the whole thing of the scandal and controversy was just part of the whole proceedings this time. They set up, quote, airport-style security at the championships, where there was like well, you know what, Charlotte? I do have a video. We can just watch a little bit of this.
I'd love to see a video.
Oh, it's so loud. Okay, I'm just going to scrub through quickly. Yeah, this is good. This is good.
I'm so excited, because they do put a lot of effort in with the World Conker Championships to sort of, I guess, have something to talk about so that they can have some news about it. It's like, you know, reporters do love to talk about the World Conker Championships, but it did seem like the notion of, isn't it funny they're doing the Conker Championships, has started to wear thin. So that's kind of why we got the story last year about all of this scandal and the steel conker nonsense.
Yes, if you were a cynical, horrible person, then you might think that. You might think this was all whipped up to generate publicity for the World Conker Championships. Mm-hmm. So here we have, this is a video from BritClip, one of my favorite sources of footage of silly British things to do. Mm-hmm. Ricky, would you like to describe what we're looking at here?
Well, so far it just seems like kind of a homemade security checkpoint with a piece of poster board that says "Steel Conker Detector." And if I remember correctly, this is a chestnut. Is that what a conker is, or is it its own thing?
A conker is indeed
a chestnut
from a horse chestnut tree.
Okay, right. So and then they have kind of a PNG of what I would probably consider a tournament legal Conker, kind of as an example of like, this is what you should be bringing in, and any sort of like weapons grade steel Conkers, please leave at the checkpoint.
It's the
Let's take a
author
quick
photo of Conkers for sure.
Yeah. No, if I'm Conkers, I'm so happy with this
Yeah, it's
picture
a
of
good
me.
Representation.
I'm using it on like my LinkedIn.
They look so moisturized.
They do look absolutely glistening.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at this. I do love Bricklit for just giving us B-roll, basically. Look at how long that shot is. All right, so we've got...
Okay, so who's this guy with a big red button?
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that noise.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get Pat to cut that out, maybe. Okay, so these are some
annoying
blokes
buzzer
being
noise.
searched.
They are taking the piss.
Annoying guys. Annoying guys in their... What looks like sort of Bavarian... what are they called? Lederhosen. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very exciting. Obviously, a lot of interest.
Sorry, that's
love
really
when a
mean.
guy
But he's
talks like
very
Austin
posh,
Powers
isn't he?
dad.
Isn't he posh?
I remember this guy from last.
Yes,
I guess
this is
last
St.
year.
John Burkitt. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean he had way more Conkers on his hand last year. I will say he's toned down the number of Conkers as far as I can tell.
They were all made out of lead, though, is the problem.
Couldn't get him through the thing.
Couldn't get him through the checkpoint.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this is
Confiscated.
just a hat. Here he is explaining.
And we've never been sold out so early, so perhaps 4 weeks early, and usually we've got a few places to sell on the day, but absolutely
Sold
none
out show.
today.
Wow.
All right, here's a bloke in a silly hat.
Classic.
Oh, the fucking alarm again. I'm skipping.
Wait, so hold on.
But-
Can we pause real quick? So that alarm
Yeah.
is that the steel conker alarm that a steel conker has been found, or is that just an annoying noise?
I don't know what they were using it for. I can tell you that. Oh, God. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so a steel conker was found in the pocket of a man dressed as a police officer from the Conker branch, just as he was about to do battle. The officer was disqualified, the conker confiscated and locked in a glass box.
Hey, Cab.
So I think that was, I have to assume that was a bit of a funny joke.
No, that sounds like a real thing that happened. That they finally caught someone who had a
Classic
steel
fucking
conker.
pigs thinking they're above the law.
Yeah.
The part that I have skipped to here in the video, I'm noticing is well, I can only say that this is a sort of POV, a stormtrooper is about to piss on you angle.
The stormtrooper upskirt shot.
Yes, exactly.
Crazy.
It's upskirt stormtrooper. And I'm noticing how they've got a sort of, what would you call this? Penile lump?
Yeah, penis bulge. Why?
I think, yeah, that's pretty normal for the stormtrooper.
Call it what it is.
No, I'm not saying it's not normal for the stormtrooper. I just have never thought about it before, that they've put that in.
From
I
this
guess-
low angle, we are forced to focus on it. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
I mean, surely there is something in broadcast journalism school that tells you not to do an upskirt angle no matter what story you are covering.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is one of as we know, a number of silly British activities where people like to use it as an excuse to dress up. So we've got a bloke in a stormtrooper outfit. There are sort of wizards, and we got like a scary looking guy here doing some conkers with a skull sort of bandana on.
Sort of a classic.
Giving-
I just went to Spirit Halloween and just sort of picked something up so I could be dressed up for the Conker Championships.
This guy seems to be dressed as a race car driver, and then the second place person who. The second place woman's finalist is dressed as a big bumblebee.
This is a really good
I'm sorry. Are you serious? They divided along gender lines?
Yes.
That is...
And
That's
look at,
crazy.
And look at the bumblebee sadly ambling off the
Humiliated.
stage here after losing.
Humiliated.
Having to navigate her big bumblebee tummy. She goes off the stage. It is so undignified.
Yeah.
As is this woman's joy at having won the Conker Championship.
She
that's
is
some
so
cool
fucking
combo.
pleased that she won the Conker
She's so pleased.
Championships. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let me give you some quotes from the athletics coverage of the Athletic, the website, not the athletics.
Okay.
their coverage of the event. Over 2,000 people turned up to watch it. It's the 58th World Comper. 58th World. It's the 58th World Comper.
58 World Comper.
It left a sour taste in the mouth of Jakins, who you will all know as King Conker, now aged 84, and he says, "I have been playing for 70 years, and last year was the first time I had won the title, but it was a bit of a letdown," Jakins tells The Athletic while sitting on his throne. "I got a lot of rubbish from the press afterwards, and it soured it for me. I only came to see what people think of it all, and then I might retire."
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh no, King Conker retired?
Devastating.
Yes.
Okay,
And then...
so
Sorry.
I wanted to say, because I don't want to gloss over the fact that he does, because he is like the mascot of this event as well as he competes in it, which is why he has his own throne that he sits on.
That's why he has his own throne. And then this is a particularly sad button on that story. "If it is to be Jakins' swan song, his defense of his title did not go well, as he was dispatched in the first round by Stephanie Withell, dressed as a bumblebee, who had been crowned... crowned the Queen Bee of Conkers a decade before." So this is some fascinating backstory. Somehow we've got a man versus a woman, which I don't think should be allowed, because it's actually really unfair.
Absolutely
I didn't even
for
know
men to
they
be
did
competing.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And also the bumblebee that we just watched amble sadly off the stage has been Queen Bee of Conkers before, so that's nice, isn't it?
That is,
That's nice.
I'm sad now that we haven't heard more about the Queen Bee of Conkers. I feel like I'm wondering, obviously it is sort of like, it's a sad note for King Conker to kind of end his career on, right? He got his one win, and then that was surrounded in controversy, and now he's going out in the first round. But has King Conker been taking the limelight away from the Queen Bee of Conkers? And is it time for her maybe to have her own throne? If we're looking for a new mascot for this event. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking.
I think, and thank you for your bravery for saying that.
Thank you.
I have shared here an image of King Conker looking simply wonderful and very focused.
Oh yes.
I thought you were going to say looking simple.
Well, I mean, look, I can say that his outfit is anything but simple, because it is adorned with many Conkers. It's not the same coat he had last year, so he's got a second new Conker coat for this year.
New coat
So
for the
that's
king.
So that's nice, isn't it?
The thing is like, it's sad for him to have to go out this way, but it is time for a new regime. I think King Conker has had his time in the sun, and frankly, sorry, motherfucker, but if you've been competing for 70 years and your first win was last year, and it's embroiled in controversy, are you really gonna how can you call yourself the King of Conkers just because you got him on your shirt?
It's basically like a Coen Brothers movie. To me, he's like a Coen Brothers level of pathetic, a character played by William H. Macy.
Yeah.
Sort of grasping for for a win in his 83rd year on this planet, and resorting to cheating allegedly, but he was cleared of all cheating. We should say, lest I am sued for libel in Britain's famously awful libel courts.
And I'm the guest, so I can say whatever I want. Fuck that guy. I'm sick of him. Get him out of here. He cheated.
Oh my god. We need another guest for balance. Libby, you got anyone else on deck?
Yeah, sure. I'm Jesse Farrar. I think he's good. How about that?
Who's that? That guy sounds like crap.
Yeah, he is. One more interesting aspect of this year's Conker Championships. Apparently, the Conker crop this year in Britain was kind of shite, possibly due to the lack of rain early in the season. That doesn't say that in the Reuters thing, but I'm guessing based on the fact that when I was there in May, it hadn't rained for like a fucking month and a half, which is insane. And so there weren't a lot of good Conkers. However, the royal family came to the rescue and delivered 300 Conkers.
What?
Delivered 300 Conkers to the... I think it was 300. It doesn't say that in this article, but I read that somewhere else. If I'm wrong, I don't care. They gave a bunch of Conkers to the Conker Championships. And St. John Burkett, who we just saw on the video and who I made fun of, quoted by Reuters as saying, "The Windsor Castle delivery was of really good quality. They were the ones that really ensured we could go ahead. Intriguingly, we don't know who picked them, but like to imagine it might have been the king,
Okay.
at least a few."
I know that this is an insanely deep mire to wade into, and so
Sure.
I don't want to. I'm just going to skirt along the surface and move on. The royal family is so deeply unserious. What do you mean they delivered a batch of 300 chestnuts to the chestnut breaking competition? Don't you have some sort of legislation to weigh in on?
Well, I mean, I would
Well,
honestly
no.
prefer them to be doing shit like this
I
than
guess so.
than having any say in actual laws, you know,
Yeah,
or
I
anything
guess
like
This is
that.
the best case scenario for us if we still
Agreed.
have to have a monarchy, is that that King Charles is out there with his basket picking good conkers.
Yeah, when you put it that way, I suppose that's
Yeah,
Conker
it's
championships must go on. Come on, children.
turning him
Exactly.
into sort of like a Santa or Easter Bunny type figure that brings the Conkers to the poor misbegotten Conker competitors.
So what do we think? Do we think this is a good way for them to have dealt with the controversy? The fact that they leaned into it and had all the jokes about the steel conker detecting and stuff. Do you think that serves to heighten the King Conker's humiliation? You know, the fact that he has to go there and have everyone go, "Oh, you're the bloke who cheated." What do we think?
I don't know. I think maybe the best thing they could have done. I kind of wish they had some sort of maybe like a little ceremony to exonerate him, because it seems like
Sure.
he's still not feeling good about the whole thing, you know.
Sure.
And
yeah.
that is leaving a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I think the Conker metal detectors it's you know, it's a fun little thing for them to do. I don't hate them for it, but it does feel like they could have done more. That's the vibe I'm
Yes.
getting.
Yes.
I'll go
mean,
so far as to say I do hate them for it.
Okay,
I'm serious.
Cool.
I think
That's good.
I mean, to me, first of all, I 100% agree. It is crazy to make the whole theme of the year taking the piss out of last year's competition that ruined the livelihood of the guy who you built your whole.
Yes.
I mean, maybe didn't build your whole institution around, but you really propped the guy up, and he
Yes.
clearly still has some sour grapes about it. So I'm
he's
hoping
84.
that somebody checked in
Yeah.
on him. But it is like the whole bit is like, well, we're going to have to take all of the security precautions of your standard American high school now by like making people walk through a metal detector before they come in, because Lord knows what kind of contraband they've got on them.
Right.
Turning it into an authoritarian police state in the Conker competition.
Yeah.
I kind of wish
I
they'd
don't
gone
know.
like wrestling mode with it. You know, made him into like the bad guy, and he comes out. He does have his
heel
metal
turn on King Conker.
Yeah, you know, you could have like played into it in sort of a more theatrical way, and then you know, had
I
the sort of
agree
real
with that.
competition to the side. I think that could have been a fun way to handle it. But also, I mean, I'm also not expecting that much from the World Conker Championships at the end of the day. Who did win then, Libby? Do we have a winner?
Well, the women's winner was that one we watched, and the men's
not the bee.
winner. The men's winner was a fellow named Matt Cross,
Matt Cross. I see.
and he was just a bloke in a jumper. He didn't have a silly outfit on or anything. Do you want to see footage of him being crowned?
I think I would like to see that. Yeah.
And sorry to Pat, because he did tell us how annoying it is when he has to deal with multiple video files, but we've gone and done it.
We've gone and done it, Pat. Sorry.
Sorry.
This man has
He's got beautiful
enormous
eyes.
eyes.
He really does. I'm kind of mesmerized by them.
He looks like a little bit AI.
That, so, yeah, no, I'm really happy.
He's happy. Here
That's
he
what
is.
we get. He's really happy.
Yeah, so Pat, I hope you have a good time finding this clip of this guy saying, "I'm really happy."
Well,
That's
it's nice.
It is nice,
Wow,
isn't
the
it?
He's
Conker
won.
Queen and King.
That's
Hey,
lovely.
by the way, how do you fucking stop YouTube putting shit all over the last 10 seconds of your video in a way that makes your podcast worse?
Unfortunately, that's kind of baked into the. That's like the.
Yeah. I'm still not.
She
I'm
didn't
still
know
not
about
over the
YouTube,
fact that
Charlotte.
they changed the YouTube player, and it just looks
Yes!
worse. And it was one of the best players that they had, and they didn't need to do that. I'm sorry.
They
I
didn't
don't
need
know.
to do it, but
That's not something you need to spend money on. It was fine, Google. It was fine.
I just hope they add some AI to it at some point, just
Yeah.
to kind of so I can like take a a still of a YouTube video I'm watching, and I could say, hey, Sora, can you turn this into, The Legend of Zelda, and then it's like, whoa, look at what this is my home birthing video if it looked like The Legend of Zelda. I watch a lot of those on YouTube.
Oh, man.
For
Ricky,
educational purposes.
you have so much untapped creativity that could be tapped through the use of AI-generated video.
Yeah,
and
I'm hoping to bring that creativity to my career as a doula as well.
Yeah. If only. I like the idea of as the baby's coming out, it's going.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the baby and do a no clip hack to get into the White House.
We call this birth skip. Well, all right, let's move on to the second part of Conker news because that's the whole thing, isn't it?
There's a second part of Conker news? Oh my
That's
god.
Right. Multiple people sent us this Guardian headline. And the headline is Nature's Labubu, why are Gen Z unboxing Conkers? Subhead actually is almost as good. The traditional playground favorite is staging a comeback without the threat of violence, which I really like. I think that's really good.
Without the threat of violence?
There's always been a dangerous and a sort of sexy undercurrent with Conkers of, what if I get hit? Ooh. Wouldn't that be crazy if I got hit while I was playing Conkers and it left a horrible bruise? But the unboxing trend is what I assume is a bit tongue in cheek on the part of these Gen Z TikTokers.
But here's the thing: the veil of satire is very prevalent amongst young people. But I think that in the same regard, like, they also embrace satire so much so that, like, the things that they're doing, in kind of like a taking the piss, they still actually come around to enjoying it, like, I think, I haven't seen the video yet, but like, even if there is sort of like, isn't it funny that we're doing this?
You're still doing it.
You're still doing it, which I'm already coming down on the side of, I like this. I'm a fan already.
I will say yes. My instinct is immediately to think that this is good. So we have a video here from TikTok UK, which I guess is just the British TikTok.
Damn, the whole.
That's how TikTok works.
I guess
just one channel, and you just watch what TikTok wants you to see.
Yeah. And what would TikTok US be? It would be a review of the new Arby's beef churro or whatever, and it would be just a gun, just a TikTok of a gun, a hot
TikTok
gun
of a gun. That
tits.
sounds America. Yeah,
gun with tits.
Yeah,
and they're really, really good. All right, so let's watch a bit of this. This is a compilation of many different British people's TikTok Conker unboxing. Let's take a look.
Conker
unboxing.
Oh,
mate, you're so lucky.
Okay, this is really good.
Double trouble.
Oh, look at that straight away.
That's quite a big secondary.
Quite a big secondary.
Main event.
It was like a Conker and a Conker baby.
Yo.
Chocolate peanut.
Unbelievable. You don't want to scram that. That's not
You don't want to scram that.
Conker unboxing. What we got?
One.
Oh wow, that was a smooth feel. Come on.
Oh yeah, because you see, the thing is that people might not know that the pod that the horse chestnut comes in, the Conker comes in, is spiky. It looks like a sort of sea creature, and if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself.
Urchin-like for sure.
Urchin, thank you. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. God, this is making me want to open a Conker and see what's inside.
Can I tell you? I love the anti-consumerist element of this. I genuinely think this is so sick to take the power away from, like, the company that makes us buy a bunch of plastic fucking crap. And instead we're like, what are these little gifts what are the blind boxes that Mother Nature is offering up to us,
So true. And
I really like this.
Now
Agreed.
that you've described it as a blind box, I'm wondering how we can get our friend Luke Taylor onto something like this.
Yeah.
Instead of whatever it is he's currently buying and opening.
Yeah.
Trying to get Luke Taylor to realize that Fortnite skins can just be clothes that you buy,
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's take a quick look. Let's watch a bit more of these because they are so charming, aren't they? Little baby.
That really is the eye.
That's sick, dude. I like this.
This is so charming, isn't it?
That one's huge, dude.
You almost dropped it. Almost dropped it.
Unboxing.
Right, what we got?
dark.
I think we've got the two
Ooh,
shades.
that's
of
a horrid
life
one.
and
Oh,
death,
God.
because look
A
how dark
rotten
this is.
conker.
Look how thick the shell. Conker unboxing. I think this might be my favourite one so far. No idea what this sort of weird fingerprint is, but it's completely
It's
sealed
very
pretty
spiky,
much.
isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Also, really
You have to be
sharp.
brave.
Anybody remember those little toys from school that were like shaped like this, and you squeeze them, and if you squeeze them too hard, the jelly comes out. 2 seeds in there.
Too busy
you know, if
collecting
this-
conkers, mate.
Send it
If this
aside.
did become really popular,
That's the
right,
heaviest little
and
guy.
kids did actually start doing it, they would find a way to be like, it's dangerous because the conkers is spiky, and actually the kids
Yes.
should not be opening the conkers because they could be hurting themselves. And this
I'm
is
gonna
this is
start-
the new epidemic now.
I'm going to start a moral panic about conker opening. Now, let me think, what flavor of moral panic shall we do? I mean, obviously, the first thought is it somehow gay to open a conker? Or is it making our children gay to
You
open a
saw
conker?
the guy on the video had his nails painted, so already he's down. He's spiraling down the pipeline of I guess gayness.
Every conker unboxing is like it's coming out because it's coming out of the
Yes.
shell of the conker. You know,
And the
done
shell is the spiky exterior that they have had to put up around them to kind of bristle themselves against the world that would not accept their true inner gay, shiny, glistening conker self.
Okay, well now I hate the World Conker Championships and even the game of conkers at all because those are little gay guys and you're making them hit each other for
It's
fun
gay
and
bashing
sport.
is
I
what
don't
it
like
is.
it actually all of a sudden. Yeah.
Quite literally gay bashing, isn't it? Because you are bashing one gay conker into another gay conker.
Absolutely.
I am sort of stuck on Ricky describing. Was it Ricky or was it Charlotte? One of you said
basically
gay,
the same.
shining, and glistening. Gay
Yeah, I would
conkers.
believe it was me.
I think Ricky said that. Yeah.
I mean, when I first heard you describe the Conker, I had never heard of Conkers until listening to the first episode where you were talking about it. And I had to, while I was driving on the highway, start Googling what the Conker King looked like. And so I was going 95 and looking at pictures of this old guy in his crazy nut costume. And I don't think I was entirely on board with the whole endeavor. And frankly, them doing an authoritarian kind of police state as a bit for this year in light of the controversy from last year, it put me off of the Conker competition even more. But if the younger generations are going to kind of reclaim Conkers in a more modern light, in a more no less violence and more just like appreciating the Conker for what it is,
Yes.
dude, I am fully on board, and I will be importing 300 Conkers straight from the king himself to unbox all of them.
That's actually a good
I
point. Do
agree.
you think they were pre-unboxed? Did you think the king sent them in their little shells, or because probably not, right? Because what if it was empty? What if it had
What
just
if it was empty?
Yeah,
They probably had to. They gotta quality check them, right?
That's the funniest thing about thinking about King Charles. First of all, getting off his ass to do anything for anybody else, but second of all, going out there to pick out 300 conkers, and it not being someone whose job is, the Royal Conker Collector, which is a post that has existed for 450 years, and is paid £80,000 a year or whatever.
Yeah,
and
and
the guy's only job
is required to live up in a tower, somewhere.
Yes, and to follow the king around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm with you, Ricky. I do think the young people are reclaiming conkers in a way that I like. I think the World Conker Championships had whimsy formerly, but I think the young people have brought a new whimsy to it, and I think the championships have lost some of that with the airport security bit. It's making me want to open up some conkers. I want this to be the new thing. Maybe that's something we can
I'm
do on a
serious.
finest episode.
I want to.
Maybe we can open 300. That's a good goal, right? Open 300 conkers.
I will
Yes.
fly to LA. I will fly back to LA to open Conkers with you if you get 300 Conkers imported to open.
I'm now Googling if there are horse chestnuts in North America. Don't
Oh, would you
ask
like
me
to try AI mode?
to try
Libby?
AI mode, you motherfucker.
That's a great question, Libby, about Conkers. What do you think of that?
And it's so valid of you to ask something like that.
Oh, I'm going to do some research and see if I can find anywhere. Maybe there's like a botanic garden in the Los Angeles area that has horse chestnut trees or something. As far as I know, okay, National Park Service, no horse chestnut. Do I have to go back to DC and go to the National Botanic Vanderbilt Mansion? National do I have to go to New
It
York?
said it was introduced into North America.
Oh,
Introduced into
shit.
North America years ago from Greece and Albania. Oh, you got Albanian chestnuts. So I wonder if those are of a different quality.
Okay. If you are in the state of New York and you are able to go to Vanderbilt Mansion, and this may have to be after the government shutdown ends, if it ever does, to check out if they have horse chestnuts and see if there are any conkers on the ground, please let me know. Or if you know of any other source of horse chestnut trees and their lovely seeds that we like, the conker,
Yes.
let me know.
This is the most important thing that you can do for us right now is just give us as much information broadly about the locations of conkers that we might have access to. If you want to get in touch, it's whatsallthispost@gmail.com. And that's also where you can send us ideas for British thoughts. And thank you, everybody, who sent us thoughts for this one. I loved hearing about Nature's Labubu, the conker.
Nature's Labubu.
Nature's Labubu.
It is nice when we get multiple messages or tags on social media from people who see something that they know we would want to cover, and it is something that we would want to cover. That feels great to be perceived in that way and to already have our sort of brand established as the people you'd want to let know about Nature's Labubu being conkers.
Yes, it's simply nice to be thought of, isn't it, Libby?
It's nice to be seen. Well, that was British Thought of the Week. Charlotte, should we talk about our main topic, which I have to admit I have done almost no research into because I was busy. No, I wasn't busy.
You picking me up from this train station.
I picked you up from
That's
the
a
train station, and then
perfect
Ricky and I
excuse.
had a really nice chat for 2 hours last night, and then I
chatted.
realized, oh shit, I didn't do any research on the topic. And then when I
You
woke
didn't
up this
force
morning,
Ricky
I was
to watch videos about Bonfire Night as sort of like a way to be social, you know?
I didn't know. And then I was going to do it this morning when I woke up, but then of course I thought of Conker
Inspiration
news,
struck.
so I had to do that, and then I had to go and buy a new XLR cable because mine broke, and that was all of a big thing. So I'm just really, really hoping Charlotte has anything to say about Bonfire Night right now.
Let's talk about Bonfire Night. So what did I do in preparation for today's Bonfire Night episode? Well, I made the wrong choice. I will start by saying that. I made the wrong choice, which is that I watched the movie V for Vendetta.
No.
Which is related to Bonfire Night.
That's
but
the
sort
whole
of-
reason I picked this.
Okay, well, yeah, talk about that, Ricky. You wanted to talk about Bonfire Night. Why did you bring us this as a topic?
For me, in the American school system, we don't talk about England much. The only exposure to British culture that I had growing up was I fancied myself a bit of a establishmentarian a little bit when I was in middle school, and I read this book. God, I'm realizing I bought a pair of jeans when I was a kid, and they were like punk rocker jeans.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the brand of the jeans, but I liked the jeans so much I Googled the name brand, and it turns out that name brand was also the name of a book about the punk movement in England in the 1970s. And besides that, and I bought that book, and it was like a 500-page historical nonfiction book that I was attempting to read in 7th grade to up my punk cred. I think I barely got 50 pages in. But my point is, besides that book and those jeans,
Right.
basically my only other exposure to, not even exposure, I should say, my biggest other fascination with British culture was the time that I watched V for Vendetta and I learned about Guy Fawkes and remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. And that to me was so pimp. It was so badass. It was like, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be blowing up our institutions. I couldn't tell you any of the institutions that we should be blowing up when I was in 7th grade, but I just knew like, this is what is speaking to me. The mask is cool. The hat is cool. Natalie Portman looks really good, bald. And yeah, for me, literally, I didn't even know that it was called Bonfire Night until I was looking up stuff that I would potentially want to do for this episode. And I realized that Guy Fawkes Day or Night or whatever was also called Bonfire Night. Yep. So I know so vanishingly little about it, but my avenue into it was watching the V for Vendetta film when I was a kid, and then subsequently when I was a slightly older kid reading the graphic novel, which I have reread 70% of in preparation for this podcast as well.
Once again,
go ahead.
So embarrassing to have read almost a whole book when I didn't do anything. Charlotte, I just had an idea, which is that I think the finest for this week, because we haven't talked about what we're doing for finest this week.
Sure.
I think the finest for this week should be Libby's makeup research. And because I said to Ricky last night, I need to do a lot of research for this because I'm the history one. And I didn't do that. And I'm just looking over the relevant Wikipedias, and they're really interesting. And so I think we should make the episode about the actual history bits of Guy Fawkes Night. And then for the rest of this episode, we just sort of say some bullshit about what we did on Bonfire Night.
And I'm sure everybody listening right now is really hopeful for the content of the rest of this episode with regards to Bonfire Night.
Well, I should be clear. It's not like I didn't do any research at all into Bonfire Night, right? I did watch I did find but again, I did sort of fuck it up a little bit because I found there's a 3-part BBC series that has that guy from Game of Thrones in it, and I was like, and it's going to tell me the story of the gunpowder plot, and I only got to watching the first episode, but I do think that it is interesting because it does seem like when you're thinking about Guy Fawkes, right? When you're sort of painted the picture of what Bonfire Night is, you're like, okay, Guy Fawkes wanted to blow up the Houses of Parliament. And now this is the thing, and he didn't, right? Importantly, did not manage to do it. And so now every single year from a thing that happened, 1605, right? 400-ish years ago, every single year we're going to celebrate this fact in the UK, and we're going to have a little party. We're going to have some fireworks, and then we're also going to have a big bonfire, and we're going to burn an effigy of the guy. That's the thing that we're going to do.
To me, I'm actually glad that you guys didn't do like a bunch of research and history and stuff, because for me, I was talking to Libby briefly about it last night, but like I want to know where Bonfire Night lives in the sort of lived experience of your average British person, like like the fact that, like, for example, it seems like you guys don't even know that Guy Fawkes was the plan. It wasn't even his plan. He was just the guy who was supposed to light the powder keg, and that was it. But it was actually the plan of a completely different guy.
I do know this.
Okay.
I know this
I
much.
don't.
Okay, so Libby
I don't know this.
You didn't know this about Guy Fawkes?
Look, maybe if you'd asked me when I was fucking 12, I would have known that. But at this point, I've forgotten all of that stuff. I can tell you that they did pass, and this is a kind of a teaser of the kind of interesting historical fact that we'll talk about on the finest episode this week. They did pass a literal law to make it. It's called the Observance of the 5th of November Act of 1605, also known as the Thanksgiving Act of 1605. So King James made it the law to say, isn't it good that I didn't get blown up? It's like if 9/11 had been averted and then they had the 9/11 being averted act.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's not like 9/11 because it was mostly about the king. It's like if Reagan had passed a law to commemorate the day he didn't get shot by that guy in DC. right?
Yes. And then we burned that guy as well.
And then we
On a
we
big,
burned
on a
that guy
big fire every single year. We made a version of him, and then we
for
burned
400 years.
for 400 years. Okay.
Yeah, so that to me is like the interesting element is like, I guess for me, coming from the V for Vendetta angle, I'm like, damn, Guy Fawkes was a pimp. But the whole holiday is like, I can't believe this guy tried to kill the king. Let's burn him to death every year for 400 years because we all hate him so much and we love the king.
Yeah, to be clear, it's nothing to do with, like, my experience of Bonfire Night as a kid is it's basically a thing that you can have your children do so they'll shut the fuck up for one night, where you make them look at a fire and say, look, darling, and it's on fire. Isn't that fun? And we're going to burn things. It's just a fucking a folk thing, basically, at this point,
Yes.
you know? Is it the same thing, Charlotte? Yes, fireworks. It's the same. It's also the day that everyone starts setting off fireworks. They set off fireworks on Bonfire Night. So it's essentially like the fire holiday. It's the time we all look at fire in winter when it's dark and cold.
Yeah, and it's just like we get one other day where we're doing fireworks in the year. We have New Year's Eve.
We have New Year's.
Right? And then we also have Bonfire Night.
Yes.
But yeah, I mostly, if I'm just going to speak about my personal experiences with Bonfire Night, I think I only ever went to like a gathering to look at the big fire, maybe once. And I think they did have a guy there, and I do remember asking my parents, like, what's up with this guy, you know? And I don't remember my mum giving me like, I guess I want to be clear about the fact that like it. What are you guys looking at? Why are you guys laughing so much?
Libby has tried to Google racist Guy Fawkes and instead Googled racist Guy fakes and got really mad when it was a bunch of like AI crap. Okay. Seemingly, and then she has corrected her Google search of racist Guy Fawkes, and it doesn't. I don't really understand what you're getting at with the real search either.
Okay, Libby, the podcast is going to be fine. I just want you to know that everything's okay. Like, we definitely have enough to talk about. It's all right. You've been busy. It's fine. The history one. We'll do the history at some point in the future. It's okay.
I wanted to confirm my half-remembered memory that people keep making racist guys.
Okay. All right.
They're putting Guy Fawkes in blackface?
No. A young boy appeared in blackface alongside his mother at a costume contest that took place in the run-up to Bonfire Night. But they definitely, I 100% remember seeing a like anti-immigrant Guy Fawkes guy, where like there's some community, I want to say it's in Suffolk or Sussex or something, where it's a big deal where they make like a community guy every year. And sometimes it'll be like George Bush or Tony Blair. And I want to say I remember them being one that was like anti-immigration, but
okay.
And now I'm Googling anti-immigrant Guy Fawkes.
All right. Well, this is something that I did find out a bit about, which is like Bonfire Night. Most places in the UK, right? It's going to be families and kids looking at the bonfire. They're burning the guy. The kid is asking, "Who's that guy?" The parent's saying, "I don't know. He was bad, I guess. Just look at the fireworks." You're not really thinking too much about like the historical context of the whole thing. It's just a thing that we do, and that's when they have the fireworks. And for most people, my main interaction with Bonfire Night has always been, oh, it's November 4th. That's why 5th. That's why there's fireworks going off outside my apartment.
She forgot the 5th of Remember.
I know.
November.
What, guys? I forgot the 5th of Remember. I'm so embarrassed that I forgot the 5th of Remember.
Has there ever been
shame on me.
Is there ever been more of a airball by anybody on any podcast than me trying to get you for saying 4th of November and then
I know, after I had already corrected myself and moved on as well, which is really good.
Wait, Charlotte, hold on. It would seem as though you have forgotten the 5th of Remember. Foolish. Not so
my
fast.
God.
You thought we didn't notice, huh?
What a humiliating few minutes for me.
Okay, well,
it's
the one I
interesting.
wanted to...
It's so.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Ricky.
please,
yeah,
Charlotte.
yeah.
The thing I wanted to talk about is Lewes. And no, I'm not
Lewes.
talking about Libby's husband here.
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
We're talking about the town of Lewes, which of all of the places in the UK is the one that does Bonfire Night the most. To such an extreme
This is
extent
what I was thinking.
that the town becomes completely fucking terrifying as far as I can tell. It's normally quite a small, quaint, lovely little place, but then on the 5th of November, they literally have to board up like the windows of all of the shops on the streets so that people can like they have like races where people will have like barrels full of fireworks, like firecrackers and
right.
stuff, and they will run down the road. And this
Yeah.
is I think what you're thinking of, Libby, when you're thinking about the effigies that they do, because they also go insane on the effigies.
There
It's
seems
not
to be a
just Guy
couple of
Fawkes here.
races going on in Lewes that
Mm-hmm.
evening.
Yeah.
The top line of this article that Libby has pulled up, if you wouldn't mind scrolling up, Libby, says Lewes Bonfire Society members who were urged to stop painting their faces black complied
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday night, symbolically throwing a tin of black paint into the flames to mark the end of a tradition that had been dubbed racist.
Oh.
Yes.
And I just, and they all are dressed up as in Zulu costumes. I'm sorry, but sorry. Okay, Charlotte, please continue. I think
Well,
I'm getting
yes.
experiencing mental overload on a lot of the
There is a
choices of the
lot.
town of Lewes.
There is a lot going on at the town of Lewes. I think it's important to say they have like 7 different bonfire societies. Yeah, 7 different
Right.
bonfire societies that all do slightly different things. So what you're probably looking at is like one of the societies in particular that did seem to do some pretty bad racist shit as part of their like demonstration, I guess. They all have like different outfits as well. They dress in like they call them like smugglers outfits, but they basically look like Where's Waldo in various different colors. And then they all go out and the bonfires that they make are insanely enormous as well.
Right.
And terrifying. I did pull up just like a few images of some of because one of the other things that they do here is they like to get a little political in Lewes when it comes to some of their effigies. This was a personal favorite of mine. This is David Cameron naked with a pig's head on his leg. He's got some Union Jack underwear on. It's sort of in reference to him having sex with a pig's head, I believe.
I think so, yeah. If I had to guess, I suppose that's the illusion being made here. It's enormous.
It's
It
huge.
is enormous, and I will say it's for like a effigy for Bonfire Night or whatever. For in a small town, it's really impressively done as well.
Yes, yeah.
Genuinely.
I'm just looking at the shading on one of Cameron's tits here, right? It really does feel like they put some effort in.
It is painterly, the quality of this effigy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Charlotte, I don't know if you remember going to bonfire nights when you were a kid that ever had, like, we would sometimes have a bonfire in the back garden, but we never made a guy, I don't think, because that's sort of a lot of work and is crazy.
Yes.
But maybe at like a big town bonfire night celebration, or like a village one or something, you would do that. But like making your own for your backyard, people do it. I know they definitely do it, but we never did that.
And I was always thinking it would just be like a scarecrow type of situation. Like we're not going sort of too fancy with it. I have another one here. This is Putin, where he's got the the Borat thing on. What's that? What's this called? Where you've got the straps and then you just got
mankini.
The mankini. Yes, he's wearing the mankini. You're showing off his impressive muscles.
He does have, he's completely ripped.
I think it's also important looking at those images, just like the degree. So it's like a lot of parades of people, all with these torches, signs that are like lit up with fireworks as well. They'll walk through the streets with like burning crosses and shit. It really does just look, to me, terrifying. Just as a way of engaging with Bonfire Night. I believe it has been attempted to be shut down in the past as well, and they've gotten to the point where they just sort of don't have enough control over it, and they just have to let the people of Lewes just do this every year now, because
that's always
it's just
good, isn't it? Yeah,
it's just so
that's
important to
always
them,
reassuring.
I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, certainly, I think seeing a group of people walking towards you with torches lit in any circumstance is not good, especially if, as apparently happened for many years, some of them are wearing blackface. That's definitely a troubling, worrying image to be before you. I wish I could remember the racist.
The 5th of November.
Because it wasn't anything. My memory was not of the blackface. My memory was them making a racist guy. Okay, Channel 4 News. Migrant bonfire effigy in Northern Ireland, sick and racist.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Oh
dear.
That is so disgusting.
Here's the thing. I mean, it feels like Bonfire Night, it feels like it is teetering on the edge of being completely fucking insane. Oh my God. Oh my God. Evil. This is what I'm saying, where it's like, it is
I'm
like
not seeing
a
this
holiday.
image, by the way, and I don't think we should put this in the video. Whatever
it's
it
just
is,
some evil, weird stuff. Like, it seems like it so easily has the potential to turn into like jingoist like mania of like, this is what happens when you try and contest the monarch. You know, when you try and usurp the monarchy, we're gonna burn you at the fucking stake. You know, like. It's interesting because growing up knowing literally none of the historical context outside of the comic book that I read, I was like, oh, it's a whole holiday about the guy that tried to blow up Parliament, and they want to remember him and stuff like that, and I thought it was almost like an anti-authoritarian, like remember to, you know, hold on to your freedoms. But it's actually, we need to remember to kill this guy over and over again for 400 years for daring to try and step to the monarchy. You know, that's wild. So I can see how it tips over so quickly into, well, what if we turned him into a kind of person that we don't like to have in our country? And suddenly it's scary.
Yes.
I will also say that. Go ahead, Libby.
I was just going to say, generally not a good idea to give people a big community event where the thing is to burn an effigy of almost anything.
Yeah.
Because even if it starts out as something that's fine, people are going to turn it into burning a thing that actually we shouldn't be burning, and is very troubling to say we should burn.
Yes.
Ugh.
I remember watching a video of someone who was just capturing just generally stuff that was happening at the Lewes Bonfire Night last year, and there was a guy who was dressed up like an archbishop, and I think his sort of thing was, I'm just sort of going to stand near the fireworks and you can sort of like shoot them at me. And he was talking a lot about how it was important that we carry on the historical sort of traditions and remember. And he never said like what the tradition was, like what they were trying to remember. It was just like, this is a thing we do and it feels important that we keep doing it. And also I'm a gardener and it's fun for me once a year to sort of like have my face in like some fireworks. That's how I get my adrenaline rush. What I will say is like, I do not want to defend anything that's happening there. It seems generally very unfocused, and they sort of will just sort of like, they're leaping off of, let's have fire and burn effigies, and then just sort of like, they go in all different types of directions in a way where it feels like they don't really have anything to say. It's just a crazy thing that they do every year.
Well, thankfully that's every American holiday. So I think that is kind of how us folks in the US of A kind of handle I mean, I don't, for most of my life, I didn't know what Labor Day was for. I barely even knew what 4th of July was for. It's mostly just like I either get the day off of school or I get to drive to Indiana and buy some fireworks and blow shit up in the backyard. So it is a very American way to completely neglect the history of the holiday, completely forget all of the reasons that you celebrate, and mostly just do it for the excuse to light some shit on fire and sometimes get as racist as you possibly can, I guess.
Yes. Sometimes you got to eat a toffee apple. That was kind of nice.
That's nice. I did see that down at the very bottom of the Wikipedia page.
Toffee apple.
Is sometimes you get to eat a toffee apple or a treacle apple.
That's all right, isn't it? I was sort of thrown off my game by how horrible the migrant boat one was.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
That's so crazy. Because again, it's like I remember Bonfire Night growing up, and it was just thing to do with parents. You go in the backyard, you burn. Honestly, probably a useful thing to happen for the gardening type, to burn a bunch of dead stuff in November. Sure. I remember a lot of stuff about making sure there weren't hedgehogs in your bonfire.
Aw.
I mean, that would be so sad. Oh,
that's so,
no, I wouldn't want
happen.
that.
But I'm happy. It's terrible that it would happen, but it is nice to know that the people of England are looking out for the hedgehogs. That there is a concerted effort to say, everybody check in on the hedgehogs and see if they're in there.
Hedgehogs, mate, are so good.
Dude, I used to have one. It was one of my first pets back in the day. When I was in high school, I went to the seediest. What was it? It was called like the exotic animal festival, something like some touring exotic animal fair. In suburban Illinois, and I got a hedgehog. And I was not a very good pet. It's one of those things where it still haunts me a little bit. How bad of a job I did my best for the time, but I don't think I fully grasped the amount of time and effort it took. But my girl Martian, man, I really loved her. She was really incredible. She passed away shortly after I went to college, unfortunately, but she lived to like 4 years old. So I think she was pretty good for a hedgehog.
That's got to be fine for a hedgehog,
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
That's got to be fine.
I'm really laughing at the way you said for the time. Like it was a problematic opinion that was held in 1980 or something, like a comedy that is not held up. It's like we didn't know back then about giving hedgehog milk. Hedgehog need milk. We just didn't know.
Frankly, there was a lot of that. Charlotte, I'm curious, if you don't mind, what did you think of the film V for Vendetta?
Oh man, I came around on it as I was watching it. Okay, I will say that. Natalie Portman's British accent did take me out of the movie quite a lot, especially at the early parts of it, for sure. But obviously I was watching it with the context of like, I wonder what Guy Fawkes stuff is in this, Yeah.
Sure.
It does seem like as well that the movie it does the same thing that history has done to Guy Fawkes, which is sort of like made him this like the most important figure in the gunpowder plot, even though he was, again, the person who was with the gunpowder there to make sure it blew up, but wasn't the organizer of the whole thing. But he's become the face, and I do think it is very interesting to sort of see the through line of the actual gunpowder plot to the way that Guy Fawkes was sort of put up as the most important guy in it, therefore we need to burn him, to that sort of misunderstanding following through into V for Vendetta, and now it's like, and then you take that mask, and that is also the mask that people in like Anonymous are wearing as well. It all seems kind of muddled, but it's also clear that he's like one of these historical figures who has had so much influence even on sort of modern culture that it's kind of crazy. This is something that we need the historian of the podcast, Libby, to verify. Okay, so we can get more into the weeds on this in the finest episode.
She will. She doesn't have to go to Best Buy that same day. If she does, unfortunately, there's no promises.
If there's an XLR cable problem, then unfortunately the research library is closed.
Know.
Yeah.
My understanding is that our popular use of the word guy stems from Guy Fawkes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Really?
Whoa.
So
Because
that
he's
was
just some
crazy.
fucking guy. Because he was just kind of a nobody. He was the stooge that they were like, hey, go blow up. Make sure the powder blows up, would you?
Well, it was definitely like the term guy was used to describe people who were bad, if I'm going to put it in the most general sense at the time.
Damn.
It's like we'd take the name and we'd be like, oh yeah, that's a guy because he's I don't know, less cool, and then it sort of becomes the everyman sort of moniker like later on. But it's not like the name wasn't like in common usage, but the way that the word was used in the way that we would use it now to be talking about guys, that sort of you can trace it back to him as well, which I do think that is insane.
Talk about a fucking Streisand effect of King James being like, we're gonna fucking have a holiday to remember how good it was that we killed this guy. This guy, literally this guy.
Yes.
And now, in the future, it's a word everybody uses every day. And not only that, but it's the guy's podcast, which is a great podcast. So King James inadvertently gave us a word that is, by killing this man in a way that was meant to, symbolically. And again, if this is true, which I haven't confirmed with my history research, but let's say it is.
Libby will confirm this. I'm going to just sort of say it's true right now, and people can leave comments and tell me I'm wrong later. I'm pretty based on my research. It does seem legit, but anyway,
I believe it. That's crazy. Nice one, James, you idiot. Charlotte, should we rank Bonfire Night so that we can let our guest get on and do his other podcast, which he has to do today?
Oh, you've got another podcast today, do you?
I'm
It's
booked
the other one.
up. I'm booked up. I'm living the LA lifestyle of doing all of my friends' podcasts.
Okay, well that's well. Thank you for doing ours. You're getting warmed up over here, so you'll really be hitting it out of the park when you go on stores. So be sure to check that one out. Let's rank Bonfire Night on our British supermarket themed tier list, with S being Waitrose tier, A Marks and Spencer, B Sainsbury's, C Tesco, D Morrison's, E Asda, and F Iceland. Now we're talking about Bonfire Night. I guess we've talked a lot about sort of like the history of Guy Fawkes and sort of like the cultural lineage of that guy. That guy. He's the guy. He is the guy. But really,
the guy.
I want to rank the thing that we do in the UK every year, which is do the big bonfire.
Sure.
Like that. That's the thing I really want to rank. And I'm like, I think it's I'm like, I don't like the fireworks that much. Most of the way I interact with fireworks on Bonfire Night is not looking at them and just sort of being annoyed by the sound of them nearby.
Sure.
Right? So I don't like that. A big fire is nice. You know? That's nice. I think the burning of the guys, I don't think we need to do that anymore. I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put it, and then I really don't like all of the stuff. Well, some of the stuff in particular that they're doing in Lewes.
Thank you for saying that.
Some of that seems quite bad. I think I'm going to pop Bonfire Night personally in Morrison's tier. That's where I'm feeling like this one belongs. How are you feeling, Libby?
Yeah, I mean, certainly the 5th of November is not something I ever remember. If there are Americans listening thinking British people care a lot about Bonfire Night, they look forward to it, they remember the 5th of November for political reasons. No, it's something that I only would have noticed because I would have seen a poster that was like, come to our local Bonfire Night bonfire to raise money for cats protection, and yes, we'll be burning an effigy of what would be something bad for them to burn an effigy of?
Zoran Mamdani.
Thave you so much.
Yeah.
You have fucking
God, that would be bad.
knocked it out of the park. Yeah, I would hate if they did that. So I don't think about it now that I live in the US. I don't think it's a particularly good. I mean, obviously a bonfire is cool. I don't think it's that good a holiday. Toffee apples are not even that good, to be honest. Because
hold on, back up. I mean, we can't be throwing strays at toffee apples.
I am.
Okay.
I'm not even throwing a stray. I'm aiming directly at the toffee apple.
God damn.
And I'm looking down the barrel and I'm saying, do you feel lucky, punk? And I'm blowing it up. I'm going to go ahead and actually put it in Asda tier. And maybe it would have been
Okay.
Morrison's if I hadn't seen the image of the
Sure.
migrant-themed guy that they burned in Northern Ireland. But fuck me. Oh dear. I
Tough
think we
stuff.
maybe need to put a complete stop to Bonfire Night until we can figure out what is going on. 'Cause that's really...
That's my
fair.
thought on it too, because from what I'm hearing, it sounds unfocused and rife for bad actors to kind of co-opt
Yeah.
the festivities of Bonfire Night
Sure.
for their own nefarious purposes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is also at its core sort of this just like, again, this like jingoist, like, let's all like remember how much we hate the guy that tried to kill the king. And it is all, you know, it's kind of a rallying cry around like, you know, big, you know, government basically. I think it's a little, if you guys could just sort of, if you could like Halloweenify Bonfire Night.
Yeah.
Where like, let's turn it into like a kid's holiday where it is mostly about the little treats that you get to eat and about the fireworks. And let's maybe stop burning different guys we don't. I mean, it is genuinely, when you get down to it, it's a holiday about burning a guy we don't like.
Yeah.
So like
Yes.
when that's the core of the core conceit of the holiday, it seems like a pretty short step over to, well, what other guys don't we like?
Yeah.
So let's cut that out. Let's cut Guy Fawkes out of the picture. He wasn't even that important to begin with. And, you know, who cares about the cultural, you know, history of it? It's just, we should just have a nice holiday about having a little fire and checking in on the
Yeah.
hedgehogs and making sure that they're okay and eating a nice candy apple and, you know, just having a nice night in the autumn out with the family, you know?
Let's
that
make it
seems
Hedgehog
lovely.
Night. Yeah.
Hedgehog night. Let's all
Hedgehog
look out
night.
for the hedgehogs, everybody.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
So which supermarket then, Ricky? That's the most important part of the podcast.
Which one was Morrison's?
That's D tier.
D tier.
D tier. What's one above Morrison's?
Tesco.
You guys seem unsure of your own system.
I'm not. I'm just very scared all the time.
Libby's having a difficult podcast recording, everybody, and that's okay. It's okay
That's
to not
okay.
be okay recording your podcast. She looked
I
at
think
an image
having-
that made her sad.
Yes, mental help.
I think I brought such a fraught topic to what's all this then. I
We
feel
had
It's
no
a crazy
idea how this
topic.
one was safe.
Responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minute
For
you start
me,
looking more
it
into
was
this one,
like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it was like the movie that I thought was cool, and the you know, it was like Alan Moore's interpretation of like, actually Guy Fawkes is awesome, and
Sure.
and well, let's turn him into a crazy superhero that dons his visage and stuff like that. So like having none of the cultural connotation that your average British person would. For me, I'm like, well, it made V for Vendetta, and that movie was written by the Wachowskis, so it's got to be at least a little bit good. I'm tempted to put it into Tesco tier, if only because for me it is devoid of all of those like nefarious
Sure.
kind of cultural pitfalls that it has found itself in. You know, over in the actual, you know, in vivo over in England. But learning what I've learned about Bonfire Night over the course of this podcast, you know, I can see how it's a little bit historically fraught. But I mean, it is still a little bit badass when you see Anonymous and they got that damn mask on and you're like,
They got
oh
the crazy
crap, who did
mask,
they
yeah.
hack this time? What kind of crazy
What's
stuff
this
are
guy
they
gonna
up
do
to?
now? I think it's perfectly fine to put it in Tesco.
I think we're going to allow you to put that in Tesco, Ricky, and that's going to be okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I will say, I only watched the first episode of it. It ends with Guy Fawkes appearing and stabbing a guy and then saying, "I'm Guy Fawkes," and it's the first time you've seen Guy Fawkes in the whole show.
Amazing.
That was pretty good. So I'm going to watch
That's
the other
good.
2 episodes of the 2017 BBC series Gunpowder because I want to know more. There's some
might watch
crazy,
that
like,
too.
gruesome murder that's going on in that one. Seeing a Catholic priest actually get hung, drawn, and quartered. Nasty. Ooh.
Oh my
gross.
God.
Ooh.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
you watch that and you're like, okay, I kind of get why you wouldn't like the king for all of the stuff that's happening in the UK at this period
Seriously.
in history. You know.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
But speaking of guys, it's time for Charlotte's game. which today we are doing Who's This Guy? And yeah, I put a lot of thought into this game as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some statements as if I am a guy. And you have to tell me, who's this guy? All right? Okay. And you both can chime in, I guess, until one of you gets it right.
Okay.
So this is the first guy. Help, I'm on fire. Just kidding. It's just my shirt. People often mispronounce... Oh, it is Guy Fieri. You got it already. Wow.
Damn.
It's Guy Fieri.
Yeah. I had a feeling I was going to be good at this, and I feel good already. I feel on fire, as it were.
Holy shit.
Not unlike Guy Fawkes or Guy Fieri. Damn, that's crazy. Their names are both Guy, and they both do fire stuff. Oh my God, Charlotte. You really hit on something.
That is true. Some other things that Guy Fieri would say. People often mispronounce my last name, and it makes me mad. It does make him mad. Lots of people say Fieri. I think
Fieri,
nachos are best served.
Fieri.
So, what's that? Sorry?
I said, I say Fieri because I feel silly saying Fieri.
He would not like that. Based on the video I watched where he got really mad at a guy who kept on saying Fieri at him.
Culturally insensitive.
Anyway, that's a point. That's a point for Ricky. He also likes nachos best served in a trash can. That's another thing that Guy Fieri says. Okay, here's a new guy. Totally new guy. Are you ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
This one time, I was banned for 6 months from driving because Cycling Mikey caught me texting and driving.
Realizing very quickly how few people called Guy, I can immediately recall.
Yes, for sure.
I believe that the only other guy I can recall, other than one other who I'm not going to say in case it's one of the future guys and it gives Ricky a point, is there a man named Guy Pearce?
A man named Guy Pearce exists.
It's Guy Pearce.
I will confirm there is a man named Guy Pearce, but that's not this guy. Okay, here's another one. You could say I got pretty hung up when I divorced Madonna in 2008. Same guy. Who's this guy?
Guy Ritchie.
It is, in fact, Guy Ritchie. He also made the movie
Cycling Mikey.
Cycling Mikey is... He's a vigilante, self-described vigilante, who works in London, who goes around cycling and filming people and trying to find people who are texting and driving.
Holy shit.
So that he can shame them. And then he found Guy Pearce on his phone, filmed him, and then Guy Ritchie. I'm describing Guy Ritchie.
I thought I was going to trick you into giving me
No. We're describing Guy Ritchie. You shouldn't have. You've messed me up by bringing up Guy Pearce. No, he found Guy Ritchie, and then Guy Ritchie couldn't drive for 6 whole months because of Cycling Mikey. So there you go.
Good for Cycling Mikey.
I also found out
sounds
that
like a fucking narc.
Guy Ritchie also spent 15 years learning Hebrew as well. There's a fun fact about Guy Ritchie.
Took 15
Guy
years,
Pearce. We're not Guy Pearce. Okay, let's do this person. All right. New guy. I play the bass in the band Coldplay.
Oh, shit.
Just any last name. I'm going to say Guy Davis.
I'm trying to reach for every guy. I'm just sort of letting my spirit go in a direction that feels... Can I get another...
You can have another one? Yeah. I'm actually the only member of Coldplay with a social media account.
Wow, this guy sounds quirky.
Oh.
Guy
plays bass.
Ricky, any more?
Guy... no, I have nothing.
Okay, here's another one. I'm a collector of watches. I'm a completionist when it comes to collecting, so I have to restrain myself. At least with cars, you have space. You have to have space to keep them all in, but you can get a lot of watches in a drawer.
That's just really a thing he said.
That's just a thing he said. This guy.
That's nice.
Who's this guy?
It doesn't help me get his last name because...
Okay, here's the last one. I'm like if you took a bunch of berries and made a man out of them. Who's this guy?
Guy Berryman.
That's right, Ricky. You got it.
Yes.
It was Guy Berryman. That's he's a multimillionaire bassist in Coldplay. Never knew his name
so it
until I
was
was
just-
googling guys named Guy.
That's funny. One of the hints was going to just be combine the two elements of the hint. So like,
Yes.
you know, Guy wasn't far off with Guy Watchfucker. I just picked the wrong hint.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. New guy. When I was 16 years old, I was a competitive amateur bodybuilder. Who's this guy?
Guy Schwarzenegger.
Ricky?
I have no. I've unfortunately I'm tapped dry of guys named Guy that I
Of guys
know.
named Guy. Okay. Here's another one. Sometimes I forget who I am, which is why I keep a memento to remind me.
Oh, Guy Pearce.
That was Guy Pearce.
That's
There
Guy
you go,
Pearce.
Ricky.
What?
That was Guy Pearce. I did
He was a
actually have...
bodybuilder. I mean, he does look fucking good in Memento, so it makes sense that he'd be a little bit shredded from his youth.
Yeah. No, he's a good looking fella. That was Guy Pearce. I'm sorry, Libby. Did you guys
That's
notice
okay.
the bit where I was going down my list and
You
I just said
said
Guy
Guy
Pearce
Pearce?
out loud
Yeah.
because he was next
Yeah,
on
I
my
did.
list, and then I thought,
and then you said,
I guess I can't do that one, and then I just went back and
Yeah.
did it anyway. So there
Very
you go.
smart. Very
That's
smart.
smart.
You
That's
got it past
smart.
me.
Okay, here's a new guy. I'm a French retired professional tennis player. Who's this guy?
Well, if he's French, he would call it. He would say Guy. Guy. Guy de Tennis. Tennis.
Unfortunately, that's not correct, Ricky.
Okay. Tennis.
What is I'm answering like a Jeopardy question.
We'll only get
uh,
points if you answer in Jeopardy form. Yeah.
Sure,
Guy Tennis-Foucault. That's
Did you know
French for
the-
guy tennis fucker.
Mm.
Here's more about this guy. Did you know the band Fish wrote a song about me?
Lucy and the Guy with Diamonds.
Lucy and the Guy with Diamonds.
That's unfortunately
God, that's so
not correct.
good. And that could have been another parody song for
Mhm.
this.
Yeah, that is good.
Not as
I
good.
didn't think either of you would know like anything about Fish, but I thought I'd throw that one in there.
No, it's an interesting.
Um,
Hey, it's an interesting fact for sure.
It is an interesting fact about this guy. I tell you my last name, but I don't remember it. Who's this guy?
Guy forgetting.
Libby, that's close enough. I'm going to give it to you. This guy is called Guy Forget.
Whoa!
Okay.
Which I guess
Damn.
maybe in French would be Guy Forget or something, but
Forget.
written
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
his name is just Guy Forget, which I thought was
That's
really
a
good.
That's a good fucking name.
Really, really
Yeah.
good.
Damn,
Guy forget.
dude.
All right, we're entering into the world of fictional guys now. So you might
Oh.
not necessarily need to give me like a last name here, but if you just tell me where this guy is from,
Guy.
I'll give it to you. And these are more quick fire as well. You ready for this?
Okay. Mhm.
I'm not just any guy. I'm the guy. As portrayed by Elijah Wood in this Robert Rodriguez sequel.
Frodo. Frodo guy.
Frodo guy.
Guy Frodo.
Yeah,
Frodo guy. Frodo guy.
Fro guy.
Fro guy. Frodo
This
guy.
is-
Frogo.
This is, of course, the character is called The Guy. And this is from Spy Kids 3D. There's a great bit where Elijah Wood comes out and he says,
wow.
I'm the guy. That's what he
bless
says.
him.
That's nice.
He is the guy. Okay.
Nice.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being an NPC. I have free will too, and I was portrayed by everyone's favorite Canadian actor, Ryan Reynolds.
Fuck. Guy. Free guy?
Free guy! That's a point
Damn,
for
Free guy.
Libby.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's
It was indeed free
Finally.
guy. Very
Mhm.
good. New guy. To people who say I have a stupid haircut, I like to give them a giant green middle finger. I was portrayed by Nathan Fillion alongside a guy so strong he could throw you all the way from Metropolis to DC. Who's this guy?
Okay, so this is some comics bullshit, isn't it?
Oh.
Metropolis,
Fillion.
DC.
Shit, I don't
If
know.
you,
who
honestly, if you
Nathan
just give
Fillion-
me just like the name of the superhero,
it's the
give
Martian
it to
Guy
you.
Hunter.
It is Guy Blowjob, and he's
Oh,
the superhero who gives you your blowjob.
oh, yeah. I mean, it's the Green Lantern in the new Superman, right? But what his name is Guy. I don't remember what his guy name is.
I will give you it for that. He's the Green Lantern. It's Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
That's
Guy
his name.
Gardner.
Guy
Thank you.
Gardner.
That's right.
And
Green
if
middle
that one-
finger. You talk about a green thumb is one more like he's got both green middle finger and a green thumb. He's a gardener. You understand?
Gardner,
He's
green
a
He's a
thumb.
gardener.
Yes,
Green
that's,
everything.
that's right. If that one wasn't already weighted towards Ricky, then you're not gonna like this next one, Libby. I'm a red-clad Nimpo master of Japanese descent who has been taught the special Bushin form of ninjutsu. Who's this?
Wow,
guy?
that's Guy from Street Fighter 4. He's the
That's right,
practitioner
Ricky.
of Bushin Ryu.
That's right.
Libby,
it
you
was
should have got
Guy.
that's easy. That's
Guy
easy.
from Street
Libby. You need
Fighter,
to get
and then
those.
also from Final Fight as well.
Yeah.
And that's all the guys I got. Did you guys like my game?
That was awesome.
That's all
Thank
guys
you,
then.
Charlotte.
That's all
That's
guys.
all
then.
guys then. Yeah, that was
Really
great, Charlotte. Thank you for
surprisingly,
that.
surprisingly, like not many like famous guys called Guy is what I.
And
what
guess
I found.
what? Because I think the name probably fell out of popularity after Guy Fawkes made it so that Guy is just a term for a guy.
Sure.
It's a weird name for a guy because
Yeah.
it's like your name is a guy.
Your name
you
is a
know?
guy. It's like being called man or
Right.
something.
So kind of Guy Fawkes
Absolutely.
was like the last guy before everybody became a guy.
I was sure I had a guy in my pocket, and he's ever so comfortable in that. No, I had a guy in my pocket which was Guy Montgomery,
Yeah.
the New Zealand comedian, and I was sure I was going to get to use that.
Fuck,
No, unfortunately, we couldn't get to
yeah.
it before Guy from Street Fighter. And it's,
I
ran
am
out of-
so
ran out of
sorry. I do
slots.
know Guy Montgomery, but because he wasn't on the list of like the 50 most famous guys that I looked at while I was just really trying to figure out how to make this game, I did unfortunately forget. But that's a good guy, and I'm going to give you an extra point, Libby, just for mentioning a good guy. Although Ricky did still, unfortunately, win that one. Congratulations!
Yay.
I said "rin" instead of "win." It's time to end the podcast.
Because I rinsed
Ricky,
Libby.
you got anything you want to promote there, buddy?
Oh, not really. I'm over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ricky Peacock. It's a great time. It's my favorite thing to do, and it's how I got to meet these lovely ladies, and I am so happy to have so many wonderful friends all over the world that I get to hang out with and do podcasts with, and that's all.
That's so nice.
It's a great stream. I love watching it. Sometimes I'm on it. We should. I'd love to do more of the WikiHow stuff that we did before. That
I
was
had
great.
a blast doing that as
Yeah,
well.
WikiHow is such a fun website to look at.
A good thing to check out as well that Ricky has done is Would I Like to Save an Ape's Life, which me and Libby have
course.
both been on in the past.
Very British.
Which is very British because it is just coincidentally happens to be very similar to the panel show Would I Lie to You? Isn't that,
Yeah,
isn't that just so
functionally, like,
crazy?
Structurally, it is the exact same show, but it's more of a kind of incidence of parallel thought where I had the thought to do the show like 20 years after they aired it on TV.
Totally. And that happens all the
But mine's
time.
different because it's about apes. And Charlotte and Libby, you guys are some of the best guests that I've ever had on that show. You both crush it every time. And it was so lovely to have you guys on for the second time for Would You Lie to Save an Ape's Life?
Women are horrible liars.
Yeah.
I fucking hate lying so much, and I don't know
Me
how I
too.
do well on that show. I guess it's because so far you've only given me like true things, and I do really like I'm going to try and tell this true story as if it might be a lie. That I
That's
enjoy. But when I go on and you give me an actual lie, I'm going to crumble instantly, and you're going to take back what you said about me being one of the best guests to come on, because I'm going to fuck that shit up so bad.
Nonsense.
Looking forward to that.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, Ricky. What a pleasure. If you want to support this show, do remember to head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/what's all this then. If you want to listen to episodes with no ads, get access to all of our bonus episodes. For example, this Finest coming up with so much intense research from Libby. Also, you don't have to do that. If we do something else, that's fine. Who cares? And video episodes as well. If you want to get in touch with us, the best way to do that is whatsallthispost@gmail.com. If you got an idea for a British thought of the week, or you just want to say something nice to that, we like it very much. And we're also at What's All This Pod on Blue Sky and Instagram. That's the end of the podcast. Ricky, thank you again for coming. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys. Hey, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, man, now I'm thinking about all of the influence Guy Fawkes had on YouTubers saying, hey, guys. That's
Hey,
crazy.
He's everywhere. His work
That's
is
crazy.
everywhere.
All right, that's the end. Bye.
What's all this then? What's all this then? What's Mr. B? What's a cup of tea? What's mushy pea?